The month of November has witnessed a lot of positive vibes to raise the optimism stakes for the end of an eventful year. Here are the top 5 positive news stories of November 2021. Before we begin, please show us some love by liking our video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the bell icon to receive notifications for upcoming positive listicle videos. Number 5. Guy turns old tires into beautiful cozy beds for 6,000 stray dogs and cats in Brazil. Although common sense dictates it's best to let sleeping dogs lie, nowhere is it written that they can't do so with a touch of panache. And if the beds they lie in are a boost to the environment and give comfort to homeless pets, so much the better. That's just what Brazilian artist, environmentalist, and animal lover Amarildo Silva Filho was inspired to do after coming across a pile of used tires in his neighborhood a few years ago. Where some saw it rash, Silva Filho saw an opportunity for upcycling treasure that ended up making a world of difference to stray cats and dogs. After collecting the tires and giving them a thorough cleaning, Silva Filho put his artistic vision to work, fashioning personalized pet beds. Once the custom paint jobs were complete, with the addition of hand-sewn mattresses, the colorful comfy cots were ready to be distributed to local shelters. Silva Filho's recycled masterpieces proved so popular, a niche market of eco-conscious pet owners sprang up as well. To meet the growing demand, he launched Caminhas Pets and has since gone on to handcraft more than 6,000 pet beds. To prepare each tire, he cleans them, cuts off the tops with a jigsaw, covers the hole at the bottom with plywood, and then sews his own cushions to make them cozy. He paints and stencils each one with bright colors. While retail sales have helped sustain his efforts, the majority of Silva Filho's creations have gone to animals in need. From what Silva Filho's accomplished so far, it's clear he loves what he does quite a lot, and that's great news for every one of the animals he's helped. Number 4. Vending machines are now giving machines in where people can donate chickens, blankets, boots, or basketballs. Employing the common and easily understood method of the vending machine, these giving machines allow passers-by in American cities to make a charitable donation to a fellow citizen through local and global causes. Catering to impulsive givers to indulge their altruistic impulses, they can use the vending machine to purchase anything from a single goat or 2 chickens to providing a household cleaning kit, polio vaccines, or even a day at Yankee Stadium for an orphan teen. When donors make their purchase via credit card, the giving machine dispenses a postcard featuring an image and description of their donation. Of the 10 cities with vending machines nationwide, one of them will be located at Rockefeller Center in New York City, just south of its famed Christmas tree. The machine will kick off on Tuesday, November 30th, the day known as Giving Tuesday, with speeches from people at UNICEF, WaterAid, the UNHCR, CARE, the Mariano Rivera Foundation, and other charities. The first giving machine ever installed opened in 2017 in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the sponsoring organization, The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is headquartered. The Utah pilot program was impressive, yielding donations totaling more than $500,000. 1 year later, the response was even stronger, with more than $2.3 million donated through a total of 92,190 giving machine transactions. In 2019, the program expanded and donations topped $6.2 million, with 2 locations outside the United States that year, in the Philippine capital and in London. After being halted in 2020 due to COVID, the giving machines are back in 10 different US cities, with the sponsoring church covering all administrative costs for this campaign, so that 100% of each donation goes to each charity. Number 3. Sikh men created a lifeline using turbans to rescue hikers at a Canadian park. When an emergency happens in the wilderness, quick thinking can often mean the difference between life and death. After accidentally sliding down the face of a steep rock wall, 2 wayward tourists who recently found themselves stranded by the edge of a deep pool at the base of a thundering waterfall in British Columbia's Golden Ears Provincial Park knew they were in a serious predicament. Fortunately for them, 5 Sikh hikers who happened to be on the scene and witnessed their plight used not only their heads but also their turbans to mount a pretty amazing rescue. After taking stock of the situation, and with no cell phone service to call for outside assistance, the savvy group of international students struck on the idea of unwinding the long coils of their traditional headgear, and along with some added footage afforded by bits of their clothing, they managed to fashion a 33-foot lifeline with which they were eventually able to fish the stranded pair from their perilous perch. Once the two anonymous hikers were pulled to safety, park officials stepped in to assess their condition. As neither required medical treatment, they were released on their own reconnaissance, likely with a stern warning to better mind where they're going next time. The 5 Sikh hikers, while more than pleased with their day's work, were humble about their heroic exploits. It was simply a matter of being in the right place at the right time and having the means to help, they said. Number 2. A lending company gives 11 homes to 11 stunned veterans. You won't be able to stop the tears once you see these veterans being surprised with new homes. To celebrate Veterans Day in the US, the nation's top Veterans Administration-affiliated home lender launched a national campaign to highlight vets and their service. With the help of actor, comedian and retired U.S. Marine Rob Riggle, Veterans United Home Loans has been giving thanks to veterans across the country by surprising them with new houses, completely paid off. Veterans play a pivotal role in strengthening civic health, from volunteerism and voting to charitable giving and community involvement. As the initiative's first expression of gratitude, the Missouri-based lending company and its charitable foundation surprised 10 deserving veterans with a new house each. And the big news for veterans nationwide is that they can enter for a chance to win the 11th house by joining the sweepstakes at thankstoveterans.com. From a single widowed mother of 3 to a Vietnam veteran in need of a wheelchair-accessible home, the 10 veterans selected are all active in their communities from every military branch, the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. Houses are being given away in California, Georgia, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina and Wisconsin, and maybe keys to the 11th house will be given to a veteran in your neighborhood if you aren't one yourself. Number 1. Over 100 global leaders pledge to end deforestation by 2030. More than 100 global leaders have pledged to halt and reverse deforestation and land degradation by the end of the decade, underpinned by $19 billion in public and private funds to invest in protecting and restoring forests. The promise, made in a joint statement issued at the COP26 climate talks in Glasgow, was backed by the leaders of countries including Brazil, Indonesia and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which collectively account for 85% of the world's forests. Several additional government and private initiatives were launched to help reach that goal, including billions in pledges for indigenous guardians of the forest and sustainable agriculture. Multiply the positivity by sharing these sweet stories with your friends on social media. Like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications for upcoming positive listicle videos.